Whether it's a lager or an ale, whether it's a stout, light, dark, or pale. If you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews. He's not quite an amateur, not quite a connoisseur, but regardless of the brewer, he's got taste in beer for sure.
You can tell just by his gut, this guy is a bona fide beer nut.
So whether it's a porter or an IPA, whether it's from Europe or the USA, if you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews.
Hey, welcome to our episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Back in my bedroom with the comics behind me again. And we're doing another beer that was donated to me from Mike W. in Pennsylvania. This is the Church Brew Works Thunderhop IPA. I like that cap on there, that's pretty interesting. I like the colors and the detail on it. I never heard of this brewery before, I just looked up their website. And they're actually just a microbrew out in Pittsburgh. And they have pretty limited distribution from what I can tell. We definitely don't get them here in upstate New York, where I am. I didn't print out the description, I'm just looking on the website. It says, the Thunderhop IPA has intense bitterness, flavor, and aroma. We chose to use two varieties of American hops in the brewing process. The color is copper to amber, just a bit darker than the Pipe Oregon Pale Ale. The aroma is noticeably hoppy due to the use of glaciers in the dry hop process. You will also pick up a complexity from fruit-like esters. The body is big and malty with some caramel sweetness. That's all it says, so I don't know the ABV or anything like that. I suppose I could look it up on Beer Advocate, and I'll put it down below. This label is... It looks like it's like from like a bootleg, like somebody like bootlegged a CD. Like, I mean, it's kind of like going for that, 70s metal album cover kind of look. But it looks like the way that it's colored, it looks like the printer ran out of red ink or something. In fact, it's actually, this label's about to peel off, so I hope that doesn't say anything about the beer. I hope this isn't old or anything, so I guess we'll find out. I'm going to try to save this cap, and I'm using my Beastie Boys Newberry Comics pint glass, which I like to use for IPAs. Yep, managed to save it pretty well. Oh, I can smell it already. It smells pretty good. It's pretty dark for an IPA. I mean, well, I guess they're right. It said copper color. That's definitely copper, all right. Maybe even straight up brown. Very hazy. Can't see through it. I mean, I can sort of see through it. There's a lot of bubbles sticking to the side of the glass. Got a nice two-finger head there. It's, kind of like a eggshell kind of color. Frothy, foamy, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, okay, I'm getting some sweet notes in there and a little bit of citrus. A little bit of pine. Grapefruit is in there too. It's not super, aromatic. Smells pretty good. So let's dive in with Thunderhop IPA. Yeah, it tastes like a microbrew IPA. I've been to quite a few microbrews around the Mid-Atlantic and New England states. Every microbrew has an IPA, and they're all very similar, and this is like a good representation of that. It's doing that. It's walking that fine line between citrus and pine. Although I think it leans, since this is an East Coast beer, it leans a little bit more to the pine side. They made a mention of looking for caramel sweetness, and I did get a little bit of that. The up front, it's fairly light, a little mild, and I do get like a little bit of a juicy kind of quality to it. And then as it finishes, I get like a thicker, sticky kind of pine resin kind of notes going. And the hops are lingering. It is drying out my mouth, but it's not ridiculously bitter or anything. I do get, now that I'm looking for it, I do get that caramel sweetness they said to look for. But it's not nearly as strong as you would get in a more maltier beer, like a brown ale or an Oktoberfest or something like that. So far so good on this one, so as always, or at least as recently, take a little break and we'll come back when I'm almost done. Hey, I'm back finishing up the Thunderhop IPA. It's a pretty good beer. Like I said, pretty typical for a American microbrew IPA. It's not really taking any risks. It's playing it fairly conservatively. You're not going to get something like Pliny the Elder or even Dogfish Head 60 minute out of this. This is just straight up normal American IPA. It's a little bit more thin and a little bit more mild than I'd prefer. But on the other hand, the drinkability on it is very high. You could, and actually what I did do is just slug this right down. I've never been to their microbrewery, so I'd be interested, if I ate there, I'd probably want to, get a burger or steak or something spicy and, use this to wash it down with, I think. But it also stands really good on its own. So, I can still give it an honest thumbs up and give it a grade of 7, which is good. So, 7 out of 10 for Thunderhop IPA by the Church Brew Works out in Pittsburgh. Thanks again to Mike for the beer, and thanks to you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.